Hey friends, this one's a personal one today, not a political rant, so maybe you could stick around, I don't know. So I was thinking about how I was in an orphanage until I was about 6 months old, just after. And I would imagine that I was pretty lonely at that time. So I wanted to share because for the last couple years and the last couple months in particular, I've been transgressing the laws of time and space and traveling back to that time and that space and loving on myself. You know, the opposite of a Chappelle. I'm not going back in time and hating. I'm going back in time and loving. I go into an orphanage I've never been. I walk into a room I've never seen. I approach a cradle and an infant, and I look at her adoringly. And I hold her in my arms. I press her to my chest, and I love on her. I thank her for her courage and paving the way for me to become the person I am. And I tell her stories of who we've become, that she can be proud, that she can find strength even when it's hard, even when it's lonely. And I've found as I do this, walls crumble around my heart in ways that I've never experienced before. I think a lot of our emotions are pent up, underrepresented moments of ourselves in time that are begging to be acknowledged, given voice, honored. So I think this is a powerful healing tool that we could all use. Whether we're going back in time at different stages of ourselves, different moments in time, or whether it's just putting our hand on our chest and loving ourselves for having survived today. It's a powerful tool to give ourselves love like we mean it. To reparent ourselves, even today. Even if our parents are still with us. For those of us who are on our own, I think this becomes a more important process. To love on ourselves with this maternal, primal devotion. I share a lot of information about what's going on in the world because knowledge is power, and because I really hope that enough of us can wake up to make a difference, to have our voices be heard. But I also do not want to neglect the reality that this is traumatizing, and trauma can get at our nerves and our roots. So in order to be able to stay grounded, we need these practices that also bring us back home and nourish us and nurture us. So this is just one small practice that I do that I find is really powerful. I use visualization. I use my loving attention and energy. I use touch. I will caress my arms. I will massage my neck. My grandmothers used to rub here on my temples, and I will do that if I can't fall asleep, for instance. I will speak lovingly to myself. I will talk to myself in the way that I need to be talked to. I will look in a mirror and I will say, damn girl. Because to adore ourselves is a gift and it is healing. I'll rub my feet before I put them in shoes, and when I take them out of shoes, and I thank them for carrying me. I nourish myself, and before I do so, I speak intention. There's a mantra I use that I found somewhere. It says, I speak renewal, I take in light, and I embody divine design. And I offer my most sincere gratitude and appreciation. For this nourishment of my mind, body, and spirit, for this joy and this sweetness, and the love of knowing that I am always provided for, that there is always more than enough. May I be filled with this love, and may I expand this love. Small, subtle, profound gestures of kindness to ourselves are wildly healing and can help us navigate a tumultuous terrain. Allowing ourselves to not be numb to what is happening, but to lean into presence, but being able to do that because we're also filling that space with nourishment, with nurturance, with love, with appreciation, with joy, with sweetness, with tenderness. When we practice presence as a loving, kind gesture, then presence in the face of chaos is a little bit less daunting. because we have tools, we have a haven within that we can go to and we can find our peace. So, thanks for listening. I hope that this serves somebody in some kind of way. If you're having a tough one, just please apply attention there and love on yourself. One more thing. I've really been playing with it, with the power of sound and breath and intention all in combo, but I want to really share that, like, sometimes breathing for 20 minutes can be hard to maintain our presence in the body instead of just up here or holistically. So I found humming to be really powerful. Whether you're humming a song or humming like a sound of a bee or humming the Om sound, I found this to be wildly powerful for bringing in presence and grounding. Funny story, this summer when I was doing Om out in nature, 3 powerful things happened. 1, I was sitting by the water's edge in a chair with my feet in the water and I was singing Om. And as I did this for about 10 minutes, the biggest fucking snake just came from underneath the chair between my legs and scared the bejesus out of me. But he didn't mean any malice. He was just kicking it with me. He was like, oh, I like that sound. I've seen a lot of snakes this summer in particular, but none were ever so brazen as to be like, hey, buddy, let me just come kick it with you. A week before that, I had my feet in water and I was singing, my whole body actually in water, and I was singing Om. And as I did that, I saw all these little fish starting to approach me and I'm watching them. And they're literally, like, there was one that was a little more brave than the others. And as I'm saying, he's coming, he's inching further. He's coming up close, basically almost out of the water at one point till I got spooked and got out the water. I was like, this is crazy. But it was genuinely this thing, as I was putting this energy and this sound out there, nature was responding. Now when I sing Om and I'm just like walking in the fells, animals are coming constantly. Owls, hawks, deer, monarch butterflies, squirrels, chipmunks have been a real close buddy of late. Vibration is powerful. It's a powerful tool and it helps, I don't know, open things up and ground things at the same time. So hopefully that serves somebody. Much love and light.